Oh yeah. Number 2. Now, before we get into the program, I definitely have plenty of green around me. This is a Canada Dry, not sponsored. I'm pissed that I'm not. I'm a little Irish. By a little, I mean a lot. So I like to think of myself again as a bit of authority. I know that there's a fucking pandemic and shit going on. I know that families have had terrible Christmases as they can't see each other. But there's one thing that we do have, and that's colors. And on God, on my Timbs, on my fucking Timberlands, if they try to take that away from me, if they try to take colors away from me, 40 different greens. I had camouflage everything. I had camouflage backpack. I used to wear dark, like burnt green cargo shorts, and I had swim trunks over that color. Like, so this like kind of dark. I'm gonna say something a little crazy here. Burnt green seems to be our first man up to bat, and I'm not honestly now that I'm not 12 years old, I'm not a huge fan. Probably lands D. Asparagus, one of my favorite foods. Love the way that it makes my bowels struggle. This is gonna go C-ish for me. It's a little more life to it than Army Green does. So yeah, I'm gonna drop them there. Bright green. This is like so vibrant, so vibrant. Oh, I want this to like piss off my neighbors. I want this green to be like painted on my car. When I drive through places, people are like, what the fuck's wrong with this car? Imagine that. Imagine you pull up to like a fucking stoplight and some idiot looks at you in your fucking bright green ass car. And he's like, why did you paint your car that color? You and your fucking tennis ball can go first. B. I like the vibrance. The profile of the color is like a hair more yellow than I would be a huge fan of. British Racing Green, that's fire. That's real fire. A little on the blue side. Dark, a little on the blue side. And as a big blue fan myself, I'm gonna give this guy a real solid A. I know we're filling the board in the middle pretty quick here. Camouflage Green, similar family to Army Green. I wouldn't quite say I like it as much. In fact, I like it less. It's very desaturated. There's not a lot of green to even go off of here. So I'm going to put this in F. F for fuck you, Camouflage Green. Celadon. It's a really cool name. Unfortunately, like Atomic Orange, this is going to kind of fall in the same deal. It's not a great version of the color. Very, very, very like rotted mint. Chartreuse, I think this is the actual color that tennis balls are, right? Yeah, this is the actual color tennis balls are. So, love me some tennis. You guys ever watch those tennis freakouts? Oh, holy, if you want a new fucking YouTube rabbit hole going on, watch all my videos first. But then go watch that. A little more yellow. As vibrant, as bright, as saturated, but a hair more yellow. I almost said high C, but I think it deserves better. Emerald, not quite the color that comes to mind when I think of emerald. I honestly, I'm not a massive. I know, I'm not a massive fan of it. It's bluish. Yeah, it's a little blue. It's very desaturated. I'll put it above asparagus, I guess. That's the color I hope my pee is when I eat that. Fern green. It looks good. It's a good looker. Good looking green we got there. Yeah, I like it more than emerald. It's like a better version of camouflage to me almost. A bit more green to it. It's got some weight. It's desaturated a little bit. It's still dark. It's still not a great green to me, but I think high C is okay. Forest green. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that used to be almost the exact color of my walls. The last place I was at. I love like the coldness of it. I love like the the bold, cold, mold, old, sold, hold, rolled, pulled color of it. No, forest green. I like it. I actually like it a lot. Really solid profile of green. Pretty dead in the middle, blue yellow. Maybe a hair more blue. Good saturation, good vibrance. Good. Gray asparagus.
Bowels struggle.
That's so dark. It's so dark. It's gonna go above green camouflage green. That ain't it. Barely green at all. Barely green at all. This is apparently just straight up green. 50-50 split. I like forest green a lot more. This is very vibrant, very bright, very saturated. Yeah, so this one was a bit more yellow, yeah. We'll put it, I guess low A is fine. Below British Racing Green, I think that's more appealing color. I think that's more appealing color. This isn't, it like, green isn't like a convenient color. And we don't see it in this form very much. Most green that you see is like this, or like a tree, or like a green shirt. This would be like intrusive on your eyes. So I think we see things like forest green, maybe even emerald a lot more frequently, or like seafoam minty kind of ones that we'll see down the line here. So yeah, it's traditional standard green. I put it low A, or lowest A at the moment. Green yellow. I'm not about it, man. It's maybe it's just not this mixture, but it's pukey. It isn't it. Below asparagus. Harlequin, similar to regular green, a hair more yellow. Maybe a little desaturated, just 1 or 2% desaturated. I'll put it highest B, above bright and chartreuse. Hunter green, this is a really good looking dark green. Definitely my favorite of them. I definitely put it at least above fern. Maybe it punches up into B. It'll be like the first of the really heavy greens to make it up high. Love how blue it is. It reminds me of Racing British Green, a little desaturated. Islamic green. Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. That's like the green that comes in my mind when I think of the color green. A little yellow, a little saturated. Oh, I shouldn't say a little saturated. It's very saturated. Jade. This is again like what I thought of when I think of emerald. But either way, jade, baller color. Very, very nice. I'm gonna put this lowest A. You know what? Medium A. Right in the middle. Middle A. It's a better profile than emerald to me. This is a little more yellow than this. Nice blue tone, heavily saturated, heavy color. Like it a lot. Jungle green. I can go either way. I'm really split on this. It's not like the jungle Minecraft green, which is perfect because Minecraft is infallible in any way, shape, or form. Maybe not. Maybe high C. Highest C. It looks a lot like Jade, but I like the darkness that Jade has. This is missing that. It's brighter and a hair less saturated. I like the profile of Jade more though. Kelly green. Don't know any green Kellys. So I'm not sure how to reference this. A little yellow, a little dark, just a little bit dark. Brighter than Islamic green. There's not really another one on here like it. Maybe it's kind of like bright green. It's got the same profile almost. The same amount of yellow, but this is a lot darker. Low B. It's fine. It's a fine color. I think a lot of things are painted this, but I'm not a huge fan of it, TBH. Lime green. Love lime green. Super, super, super popular color. You see this everywhere. Compared to regular green, I don't know. I can't tell. I think it's a pretty 50-50 split. Maybe a little bit more yellow. but I could be wrong. It might be 50-50. A very inviting green. I like this one a lot. Actually, I might leave where it is. Low, middle A, definitely. This one's just called Lime, so I'm a little pissed off now that I just did Lime Green, and then this one just wants to call itself Lime. So go fuck yourself. All the way to F. That's what I say. Mint. Mint is one of... mint is like a synesthetics nightmare. It is a color, a taste, and a feeling, and almost none of them line up with what my brain processes any of those things individually as with this color. Mint does not taste like this color to my brain. When I hear the word mint, I do not associate this color with that. And the coldness that I associate with the feeling of mint is not represented in synesthesia by my brain like this. So synesthesia doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. But if you want more on that, sound off in the comments. So, all right, to finally put mint somewhere above emerald, I guess. Yeah, it's tough. I don't like it enough to give it a really good rating, but I don't dislike it enough to really hate it. Moss green, a little blue, very, very, very bright. A lot of white added to this, very desaturated. Myrtle, this is beautiful. I know it's myrtle, but it reminds me of a turtle. This really heavy, rich, dark blue green. Not a lot of blue, but very heavy green tone. Like it a lot. I might put it above British Racing. Office green. I like this color. This is like what I think a lot of green things are. It's very similar to Islamic green, a bit darker. Yeah, almost the same green profile. I don't think there's any difference in like blue or yellow. I think it's pretty close. Do I give it an S? Maybe I do. I like it more than Myrtle. Do I think it deserves S? Yeah, you know what? I think it does. I think it stands out enough amongst its A brethren to make itself an S. Yeah, you know what? It makes it. Olive dab. If your dabs look like this, you are in trouble. Olive, I love olives. One of my favorite snacks. You ever get garlic stuffed olives? Oof, your breath will reek. But good Lord, is it fantastic. Unfortunately, the color isn't super appealing. It's very pukey and reminds me of like what asparagus does to my bowels again. I'm gonna give this. I'll give this highest D. Regular olive, even lower. It's very yellow. There's barely any green in there, to be honest, at all. Like if we put it next to green, it's so yellow. Very dark, very yellow. Lowest D. Pear. Again, what is with these not greens? I think I like it the least. I like it less than lime. It's so yellow. It's so strangely desaturated. Maybe because like yellow responds a lot to desaturation because it's a color that thrives through vibrance. So I don't like this one at all. Really, I don't like it at all. This is much more evenly split than I anticipated. Persian green, very, very, very blue, very blue. Not a lot of green really at all. In fact, putting it next to green makes it just look completely blue. I can tell there's a little bit, but while the color is okay, it's an okay blue. I'll give it above Celadon. Sorry for the cool name, bad rating. Pigment green, fire, very fire. I like this more than definitely. I like it more than Jade. Compared to regular green, a bit more blue, a lot of saturation. Pine green, very similar to Persian green, super, super, super blue. Yeah, even bluer. And it's very dark. I don't think it comes very close in terms of greens. I'll put it below Persian. I think Persian's a better green, even though they're really not green at all. Sea green. This must be like disgusting lake sea green because this is this is the color that like I don't want to jump into the lake is. So I'm gonna put it below olive dab. It's very dark and it has a lot of blue. It has not a lot of blue, at least compared to these, but a decent portion of blue. But something about the way it's balanced. I don't like how neutral brightness it is, but it seems dark. It's hard to explain why I don't like this, but I'm not about it. I'm gonna put it below. I'll put it above Olive Dab. I think Olive Dab deserves worse. Shamrock Green, top of S. That is the best green that exists. When I go to St. Patrick's Day, that's what I want to see. When I go to sporting events that have green outs, that's what I want to see. That's what I want the color of my weed to look like. That's the color that I want my grass to look like. That's the color that I want my trees to look like. That's the color that I want the sky to look like. That'd be really weird. But I love this color. Beautifully blue. Dead middle in terms of brightness. Not too bright, not too dark. It's completely vibrant, completely saturated. I want to paint almost everything this color. I love this color. All right, Spring Bug might be the best of the really yellow greens. Definitely my favorite of the bright yellow greens. It's even more yellow than Chartreuse, but it seems to have a bit more life to it still. There's a good bit of brightness to it. I'm going to put it above regular green. I'm going to put it above and especially next to it, you can see that the yellow, how much like yellow character it has. Spring Green, love this. This is like mint green to me. This is what mint should look like. I'm going to put it above British Racing Green. British Racing Green taking a bit of a tumble, similar to Burnt Orange. It kind of got knocked back as it went on, but it was early, so. But Spring Green, this is like the Irish Spring color almost. The color of that deodorant company. It's probably not even close. But when I think of Spring Green in this color, that's kind of what comes to mind. Like it a lot. It's a little blue, but pretty close 50-50. It's got a good bit of brightness, but it's heavily saturated, so it keeps its vibrance. Tea Green, there's no green in that at all. That is almost entirely black or gray. I was gonna say black and white. I don't really know why, but gray. It's very gray. That's gonna go down there. Teal, that's not teal. Turquoise, hi, meet your other blue friends. Viridian, cool name, not huge on the color. It looks similar to like if you mixed asparagus and pine green. It's probably gonna share a similar rating. Yellow green, pukey, olivey. I'll put it below olive. I'll put it above. I'll put it below olive. I don't like it as much. All right. It got a little skewed towards the end. Things started getting not that great. But either way, finish weak. Like every good coach wants you to do, finish incredibly weak. So, yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on green.
Simulation complete. Error.